Hey everyone, welcome! We all rely on software every day, from the apps on our phones to the complex systems running our businesses. But what happens when that software fails, causing harm or loss? That's where software product liability comes in. In this video, we'll explore the legal landscape of software product liability, examining the different ways manufacturers and sellers can be held responsible for defective software. Software product liability in the Philippines is governed by a combination of national laws like the Civil Code of the Philippines and Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. First is strict liability. Imagine a faulty self-driving car causing an accident. Even if the manufacturer wasn't negligent, they could still be held strictly liable for the defect causing harm. It's about the defect itself, not necessarily the intent or carelessness. Second is negligence. This is about failing to meet reasonable standards in software development. Did the company adequately test their software? Did they ignore known bugs? If so, they could be found negligent. Negligence is the failure to exercise the care that a reasonable person would exercise in a similar situation, resulting in harm to another. It involves a duty of care owed to the injured party, a breach of that duty, causation linking the breach to the harm, and actual damages suffered. The reasonable person standard considers the likelihood and severity of harm, balanced against the burden of preventing it. Examples range from slip and falls due to inadequate cleaning to medical misdiagnosis. Third, breach of warranty. This relates to promises made about the software's performance. If the software doesn't work as advertised, like a bid preparation software malfunctioning and costing a company millions, a breach of warranty claim could arise. A breach of warranty occurs when a seller fails to fulfill a promise or guarantee about the quality, condition, or performance of a product. This can happen with both express warranties, which are specific promises made by the seller, and implied warranties, which are legal guarantees that exist even without explicit statements. If the product doesn't meet the promised standards, the buyer can sue for breach of warranty, seeking remedies like damages or a replacement. Lastly is misrepresentation. This involves intentionally misleading customers about the software's capabilities or hiding known defects. False advertising, for example, could fall under this. Misrepresentation is a false statement of a material fact that influences someone's decision. It can be an outright lie or a misleading statement. The person making the misrepresentation doesn't have to intend to deceive, but the recipient must have relied on the false information. Consequences can range from contract cancellation to financial compensation for losses. Software is no longer a specific technology, it's the very foundation of modern society. Its influence permeates every aspect of our lives, from the mundane to the life-critical. This pervasive reliance, however, brings with it a significant increase in the potential for catastrophic failure. The consequences of software defects can range from minor inconveniences to life-threatening situations and massive financial losses, impacting individuals, businesses, and even global economies. The interconnected nature of modern systems means that a single software failure can have far-reaching and unpredictable consequences. Software isn't just lines of code, it's integral to our lives, controlling critical infrastructure, managing our finances, and even impacting our health and safety. The increasing reliance on software means the potential for catastrophic failure is also growing. The consequences can be devastating, affecting individuals, businesses, and even entire communities. As software becomes even more deeply embedded in our lives, the potential for harm and the complexity of liability claims will only increase. The legal landscape must adapt to this rapidly evolving technological environment. The future of software liability will require continuous adaptation and a commitment to responsible innovation. Software product liability is a complex legal concept that encompasses the responsibility of software manufacturers, vendors, and developers for any harm caused by defects in their software products. This liability extends beyond simple bugs or glitches and can include a wide range of issues, such as security vulnerabilities, design flaws, failure to meet promised functionalities, and even intellectual property infringement. What is software product liability? Software product liability is a rapidly evolving area of law that addresses the legal responsibility of software developers, manufacturers, and distributors for any harm caused by defects in their software. This can include financial losses, property damage, and even physical injuries. There are factors affecting liability. Several factors can influence the extent of liability in software product liability cases, including severity of the harm caused. The more serious the harm, the more likely the software developer will be held liable. Nature of the software. Software used in critical applications such as medical devices or transportation systems is subject to higher scrutiny and potentially greater liability. Terms of the software license agreement. These agreements often contain clauses that limit the software developer's liability. However, these clauses may not always be enforceable. And also, there are challenges and considerations. Software product liability presents unique challenges. Proving causation. It can be difficult to prove that a specific software defect caused the harm. The reasonable programmer standard. Courts may consider what a reasonable programmer would have done in similar circumstances when determining negligence. Evolving technology. The rapid pace of technological advancement makes it challenging to keep up with emerging software risks and legal standards. And the importance of responsible software development. To mitigate risks, software developers should prioritize responsible development practices, including thorough testing. Rigorous testing is crucial to identify and fix bugs before release. Security measures. Building security into software from the design stage helps prevent vulnerabilities that could be exploited. Transparency and communication. Openly communicating with users about known issues and updates builds trust and reduces potential liability. Software product liability is a complex and evolving area of law. Understanding the legal frameworks, potential risks, and best practices is essential for software developers, manufacturers, and users alike. By embracing ethical and responsible development practices, the software industry can help ensure a safer and more reliable technological future. Software product liability is when a software company is legally responsible for any harm caused by defects in their software. This means if a bug or flaw in their software leads to someone losing money, getting hurt, or having their property damaged, the company could be sued. It's like if you buy a faulty toaster that starts a fire, the company that made the toaster could be held responsible. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something and maybe even feel a little more confident navigating the sometimes tricky world of software product liability. Remember, it doesn't have to be scary. By understanding the basics, you can make informed decisions and contribute to a safer digital environment. So, breathe easy, stay informed, and let's all work towards a future where software is both innovative and reliable. See you next time and have a nice day.